What's up, Taurus friends? Welcome to my channel, The Intuitive Teacup. I'm so happy to have all of you with me today. Welcome back to the returning subscribers. I appreciate you guys so much. And of course, welcome to the newbies. I'm happy to have you joining me here. And I'm thankful for whoever passed along this channel to you, or if you just happen to stumble upon it. Hopefully there'll be some good messages for the Taurus folk out there today. So this is a general reading as always. That means that not everything I say in these messages is going to resonate with everyone out there. So very important, please only take away messages for your best and highest good. You will know intuitively what those are. You never need to force something to fit your circumstance or scenario, okay? So if it doesn't resonate, drop it like it's hot. That being said, sometimes messages take a few days, a few weeks, a few months to actually click. So if something down the road kind of resonates, then fantastic. That means it was your message. But yeah, otherwise, again, don't force anything to fit. Check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs for additional messages if you want more clarity. If you don't know how to do that, there'll be a link in the description box below. It'll show you how to generate your birth chart. Other than that, I'm just so happy to have you. Let's get started for the month of June. Oh my goodness, it's almost June. Probably will be June by the time you're watching this. All right, so for Taurus, can we get messages for their best and highest good? For the zodiac sign Taurus. Hope everybody had a lovely birthday, all the Tauruses out there. Everything you're going to want to know about this video will be in the description box below. That includes the decks I'm using as well as the social media channels. All right, cool. So Taurus, let's do it. Bottom of your deck is the Nine of Pentacles. Beautiful. Love the Nine of Pentacles. The self-made man, the self-made woman, being abundant. But this is depicted with a family in this deck, so... Ooh, and the Empress is right below it. So there's abundance coming in, potentially financially in June for the Tauruses, but let's see what we can get. So the heart of the spread, the U card, sometimes what's in the present. Let's look at this. I should probably look at it first. The World. This is a very interesting depiction of the world. Not a bad card to start off with, Taurus. So the completions of cycles, things that have been repetitive, potentially karmic cycles or lessons that maybe you've been struggling to really grasp or get closure on, issues of that you were seeking closure on, are finally wrapping up. They're coming to a close. Light at the end of the tunnel, of the dawning of a new day. We see on each side of the tree, it's like this cooler winterscape with the moon, the idea of secrets, illusions, things not being fully clear yet. And then it's like once we transition past this tree, you know, the sun peeks through the leaves. There's literally spring into summer, the changing of the seasons, birds migrating. Yeah, there's huge amounts of change, but I mean, ultimately with the World, it's the final step in the major arcana. So again, closing out some significant cycle in your life, life-changing, right? But in a good way, in a very good way. There's always something kind of ominous here with the snake, right? So potentially you could be closing out a toxic cycle, or again, just something that's been going on a very long time, Taurus. Let's throw a clarifier on the World for Taurus. The Devil, yeah. Toxic cycles, potentially with a Capricorn, doesn't have to be. Yeah, and I do sense that this was a relationship, right? In the Devil card, we always see the depiction of the lovers, only, you know, they're not in this, you know, harmonious Garden of Eden embracing one another. They're chained. They're trapped by the devil. There's some toxic energy that potentially was keeping them together, but it wasn't for their best or highest good, right? We use that term a lot, right? So this could have been a codependent relationship or a relationship where there was some kind of just toxic situation, mental abuse, verbal abuse, physical abuse. And so if that was the case, then absolutely, let's close that shit out and start anew. And that's easy to say, right? I don't mean to talk down to you in any way. I can feel the energy off the cards that this was a very heavy karmic cycle. But there's something about change and transition and making something beautiful out of a very dark situation. It's like, you know, is it the lotus flower that comes up out of the mud? It started in like this mucky gray water or whatever, and it springs up and then it's beautiful. There's sunlight, there's fresh air around. That's you, Taurus, this month of June. Very very hopeful, very optimistic. And saying goodbye to old ghosts, to old demons, to old Capricorns maybe, to the Devil. And the thing with the Devil, it's easy to get stuck, right, in that energy because it is so comfortable. or familiar. It's easy. It's not leaving that person because they're the only person you've been with. It's not leaving that situation because you can't afford to pay rent on your own. It's staying at that job because you need the health insurance. But something in that equation, it's imbalanced, it's unhealthy, it's not for your greater good, your destined path, if you will. So I'm happy for you. You're closing something out. Let's keep it rolling. So in your past, you have the 10 of Athens. So a mental death. 10 swords sticking in your back, essentially, right? Here it's depicted a little bit differently. Sorry, Taurus, I have a cold. I'm okay energetically, but my voice is not great. But I woke up and I knew I wanted to do this video for you, so just bear with me. All right. So in this depiction, it's almost like this circle that's keeping her enclosed and trapped. Do you see what I mean here? And surrounding it is like these wild animals. Now, I can see that depicted in different ways or have symbolism in different ways. But for you, Taurus, it's very similar to the 8 of Swords. It's like a mental prison. You kept yourself safe or enclosed from some sort of situation that I don't think you wanted to deal with in the mind. It's all mental. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy with the swords. But it was almost like you couldn't see the light from the trees, again, because the World is the last card in the major arcana of the closing out. The 10 is one of the highest, it's the highest number you can get in the minors. This situation, this toxic situation, had been going on a very long time. Couldn't see the forest from the trees, couldn't have a greater perspective because, again, something about the situation was familiar, so leaving it was even scarier, even though I almost sensed that no matter which way you went, it would have been better than staying with the situation that you were currently living in, because it was toxic to your mind. Perhaps people were saying things or communicating things to you that were just really hurtful, negatively impacting you, your self-worth, your value, things that weren't, it wasn't keeping you warm, it wasn't stoking your fire of self-love and self-empowerment. It was the opposite. It was like pouring water on coals that were barely still, had that light, right? Yeah, somebody like snuffed you out. And it's almost like there was a mourning period, as in sadness, a mourning period of deciding whether or not you were ready to say goodbye to, I'm just getting like these old ghosts, these old demons. Perhaps it was, potentially an ex or a parent or some negative energy in your life that had actually left, Maybe there was a breakup of sorts, but you were still festering in that lower vibrational energy of all of the negative things they did or said to you, and you just couldn't escape it. So yeah, a mental death of sorts, but you're freeing yourself, because look at that. Yeah, June is going to be a month where you're getting out of this stuck energy. It's like you're cutting your losses. There's something about coming out and realizing that sucked, and it's shitty that I had to go through that, but ultimately it's up to me to take action and rebuild from here, right? We can't control what people do or say to us. We can only control how we react to it. And, everybody's healing time it's a very personal thing, right? There's no fixed start or stop date on how long it's going to take you to heal, Taurus, but when you're ready to, you have glorious things awaiting you. Like the universe is just waiting. It's like they're handing you the key to unlock this new door into your life. But again, it's up to you to decide, like, okay, I'm ready to leave this behind. The star, healing, absolutely. After a mental death, right, comes healing. This very much could have been a tower moment. The star comes after the tower, because when you're locked away in a dark, evil tower, if you will, right, that evil queen is keeping you up there, symbolically. You can't see the stars. You can't see the light of day. You can't see the forest from the trees if, you're in a tower with no windows. You have a very narrow, dark viewpoint of the world. So the tower comes in to, like, wipe that shit out, to burn that building to a crisp. And you get out, though. That's the thing. It's hopeful. You get out, but it requires a lot of healing, a lot of time for you to understand that there are greater things out there, to look up in a dark sky and see, oh, there is light, there is stars, and this star is your guiding light of bringing you into a brighter future, Taurus. The star of Aquarius, or I'm sorry, the card of Aquarius, this is a Gemini card for those interested. So what is going to be your challenge or focus? The Six of Pentacles, reciprocity. To me, this talks about, and this is earth signs, so Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So part of you is in there, absolutely Taurus. Excuse me, I'm sorry. This, because it's a 6 and the idea of reciprocity, generosity, giving, this talks to me about finding your balance, like back out in the real world. Maybe you've just recently been released from some sort of, I say institution lightly, I don't mean mental institution. I mean some sort of, just like a building or an authority figure or even like a job, some sort of thing, and it's like you're breaking free and into the outside again. I know that's a little bit vague, but that's coming through here. Maybe you know, I don't know, you lost a house and you had to move in with a friend, you had to move in with a family member, and now it's like you're getting back out in the world to rebuild on your own. It's something like that. There's freedom once you're out. There's a sense of being able to breathe again. And with the Six of Pentacles, it's like finding that balance on your own. And with this card in particular, somebody else got this just before you. I think it was Capricorn. There's an idea of who can you trust. You know, this woman in blue has good intentions of, you know, hearing out both people potentially. This man is hiding something behind his back. He's got some dice or something, so I always say he might be playing some games. He's not being completely forthright or upfront with the information. There's something he's disguising. Now, it could be good. It could be this, you know, that could symbolize a nice little gesture that is coming your way, but you're not aware of it yet. But to me, it does speak to the idea of you're going to be surprised by something, good or bad. Generally with this card, I see it more negative because he's got something already behind his back, but he's also holding out his hand for something. So there's some sort of exchange here. I'm not going to give you what I have until I see what you got. And so interpret that in a lot of ways, right? Again, that could be a good thing. You could look at that as a test from the universe. Like, how badly do you want to rebuild your life, Taurus? How badly do you want to go for that job you've always dreamed of? How badly do you, I don't know, do you want to confess, you know, your feelings to someone who's always been in your life, but you never had the guts to do it? There is something about a test here. Like, I want to see what you got before I deliver the goods. But that being said, if you're working in some sort of team dynamic where, you know, with reciprocity, 50-50 or however you want to say, you know, whatever that team dynamic is, this also speaks to the idea of somebody might not be a team player. Somebody might not be, again, wearing their heart on their sleeve, have the best intentions in mind for everybody. So it's more just a cautionary card. And because this is coming up as your challenge or focus, it's the idea of open your eyes to who's in your life and what their real intentions are. And that's challenging, right? I mean, you want to have the best intentions and hope that everybody has good intentions for you and what you're doing. But I think this is going to, like, for those who resonate with this, you already probably have your suspicions about this person. I don't think this is anything brand new, but when it comes to the surface, I'm just getting it. It may be a little bit like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Like, that person just showed me their true colors. That's what this is. So it's being clarified by the Prince of Cups. So this is the Knight of Cups, a card of Pisces. So actually, do you know what I'm thinking here? Cups obviously have to do with love, with emotions, with our feelings, right? We know this, with our intuition. Trust your intuition. Again, if you're trying to weed out the pack of getting rid of toxic people in your life, that very much speaks to your intuition. But this could also be a kind gesture or offering made by someone that you're not anticipating it from. Maybe you've always had a best friend and, you know, it's never been romantic, but it's like when you're down at your lowest, this person's been coming to your aid and this and that. And perhaps they didn't want to make a move when you were in a bad state, but now that you're rebuilding, Taurus, there might be someone coming in to, and yeah, I'm just getting something about someone who's been in your life for a while. You may see them on, you know, a weekly, a daily basis or whatever, and you've never even considered them in that light, but they might be coming in to make some sort of offer of love or romance, but even just the very beginning, the very potential of it, like, hey, do you want to grab coffee? But it's not someone you've ever done that with before. So again, it could be a good surprise in that manner. This person, it could be like they have an ace up their sleeve and they haven't played it yet. And it could be because you already have a romantic interest. You may already have someone in your life who's kind of keeping them at a distance, you know, if they're trying to be considerate of, you know, of people who are already in your life romantically. This person may be waiting for their chance to come in and kind of assessing, analyzing the situation. See, he's very serious, right? Like he's he's keeping a scorecard of like, okay, well, that person's there, and so I can't. You know what I mean? He's waiting. There's an anticipation of when he can come in, ultimately with that cup, with that love, with that emotion. Could be a parent, it could be a friend. Again, it could be a romantic interest. I am actually sensing that quite strongly here. So the help available to you, this card has come up for a few zodiac signs. The Knight of Wands. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. This is specifically a Sagittarius card. And this, just to be clear, this could be a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, water signs. It is a Pisces card though. So the help available to you is, yeah, rebuilding. It's forward movement, going off of what inspires you, what excites you. You have a lot of very dark cards here, right? Just the color tones of them. And then it's like the light creeps in and it starts getting brighter for you. Again, that transition from the other side of the tree. You might be moving. That's coming through very strongly. It's going down that path, even though it may be unfamiliar, even though it's maybe a little bit scary. The idea of something being scary and not trying it, that doesn't exist for the Knight of Wands. They are driven, it's a fire sign, right? They are driven by that desire that burns within them to chase new opportunities, to chase the idea of getting to live a new experience, to feel something new that could potentially, I want to say, add gasoline to their fire, like blow it up even brighter and even more like astonishing and amazing. Sometimes in a lower vibration, the Knight of Wands acts off of impulse. I don't think you're going to do that, Taurus, because I think you've been through the ringer. So again, slow and steady wins the race, Knight of Pentacles style, right? But yeah, there's a need to see the possibilities of like a beautiful, bright new future. That's coming in clear here. And, you know, if this does speak of romantic partnership, yeah, it's like go where you are driven to. I mean, wands can be our passion, right? Go to the people or the situations or the jobs that you're passionate about. Hang out with the people who contribute positively to your life. Keep moving forward is huge here. That's going to be helpful to you. Keep moving forward. Even though you wake up some days and it's feeling dark and grim, keep moving forward. This is the card of Sagittarius, if any of you are dealing with a Sagittarius. The Nine of Swords, yeah. I was sensing that. It's giving you great anxiety to move forward, but look, you have no choice. If you turn around, if you pause for even a minute, that fear, that's what this is. These swords are symbolic of fears and anxieties. They're going to creep up on you. If you focus to the future, to moving forward, to not living in the past of whatever this was, this toxic energy of your past that was keeping you mentally trapped, that was a burden, it was killing you, right? It was mentally killing you to be around this toxic person, toxic situation. If you focus on the healing, and again, that guiding light, that North Star, always looking up, always looking forward, Taurus, it's going to ease your nerves to know that no matter what happens, you're making progress day by day, 1 foot at a time. It's like in Kill Bill, just wiggle your big toe. Start small, right? She's been in a coma. She's lying there, right, in the bed. She's just come to. And she needs to flee. She needs to run. So she starts with wiggle your big toe. Just start there, right? It may be a slow process, but if you're guided with fire, with what you love, with what you're passionate about, with what you're driven to do, with what you're driven to rebuild, that's going to be helpful to you. Don't live in a state of fear, of anxiety, of the sort of like the fear of I can't do this, I can't do that because of X, Y, and Z. Yeah, like toss that out. It's not helpful to you. It's stepping back into old ways of behavior, of thinking, because this is the 9 and the 10. You've already been through hell and back. You've already been through this 9 energy. You got to the 10, like 10 wipes the slate clean. It's time to start anew. So don't let old habits creep back. That's important for you, Taurus. So your guidance, absolutely. The Ace of Wands, passionate new starts, new beginnings. I always see this too as it's a wand, right? Witches and wizards who are powerful beings hold wands, right? This is channeling your inner power, and it's like it's breaking through the sky, right? I think you're having some sort of breakthrough about gaining your power back, of being set on the right path, the right road. And it has to do with going after, like, rebuilding a new world, or going after the world you've always dreamed of. You're being freed from such a negative, toxic place. It's like the world is your oyster. your oyster, Queen of Cups, the Queen of Love, the Queen of Kindness, nurturing, motherly, Cancerian energy. Might be dealing with a Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces. You have a couple of water cards here. She loves herself, right? In a lower vibration, the Queen of Cups overgives. She overgives her love. She's overly caring and sympathetic to the point where she's giving but not receiving back. A higher vibration Queen of Cups isn't like that. She rules with kindness and love and generosity, but it's controlled. She holds on to her cup. She's not giving it away. She's skilled in knowing who to give it to and who not to, right? Who to essentially cut out. So this could absolutely be a passionate new start in love. If you have a suitor coming in, or again, if you've been looking to communicate with someone about, you know, how you've always felt, this could be coming in for you. Strong water energy here. Also Aries, Leo, Sagittarius with wand energy. A passionate new start in choosing a life filled with love, right? She's surrounded by the ocean. Water is love in the tarot deck. Let's throw one more clarifier on it for you, Taurus. The Three of Wands. Okay, so waiting for your ships to come in. Yeah, to be honest, I don't think most of you are going after that person in your life that, I want to be careful how I say this. You may have a crush. What I'm getting at here is I don't think most of you are going to be the initiator of that. I think this is going to, because we have the waiting for your ships to come in card, the Three of Wands, it's like you've already chosen the path, which is the Two of Wands, to essentially rebuild, to heal, to recuperate from this toxic energy. You've chosen a path, literally, right? This card. You're going down it, and I'm almost getting like Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. It's like every now and then you stop along the side of the road, and in comes the Scarecrow. Then a few more paths down, in comes the Tin Man. It's people you're not anticipating. They're coming in, and it's this waiting for your ships to come in. I'm just getting you're happily surprised. One of them could be a person who, at the very minimum, is extremely kind and nurturing. You know, whether or not they're going to be a best friend or a romantic partner, that's sort of up to you. But I'm getting with this Three of Wands, things are coming in, but the key to that is keep going down your path and be like Zen. Be in like this meditative state, this state of loving yourself, Taurus, because that's when these things are going to start coming in. I'm even seeing like Three Wands as, you know, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, the Lion. You may have multiple offers coming in. That could be what this represents. If you're this woman in the blue dress, you may have multiple people coming in. And again, someone's keeping an ace up their sleeve. This woman loves herself, though. She is like strong in this like yoga pose, and like nothing's going to tear her down because she's been to hell and back. Her tower has come in and demolished everything she knew to be true. Relationships, households, this, that, and the other thing. She built these Three Wands. She got to this almost solid foundation all on her own. She chose to be strong, to love herself, and to go down this path that, let's be fair, scares the shit out of her, him or her, whatever, doesn't matter. But she's doing it anyway. Remember how strong you are. Like, look how powerful you are. You've got your wand pointed towards the heavens, right? You're channeling these higher vibrational messages. That's what she's doing. And again, it's rooted in love. Choosing to love yourself enough to go after the things you want and desire. And then with that reciprocity, I think that's what this is. When you choose to love yourself, the universe loves you right back, and they're going to send people who match your vibration, Taurus. Not a bad reading. I'm actually really liking this for you. It's very hopeful and optimistic. And again, as I said, if it's not romantic partnership, for a lot of you, I think it will be. It could just be this wonderful new person that's introduced to you on your journey. It could be your Scarecrow, right? You know, there was never any sexual tension with Dorothy and the Scarecrow, but what a beautiful, you know, what a beautiful friendship that was, right? Oh, it's sweet, Taurus. I really like it. But my heart goes out to you because I can see that some of you are going through a really difficult time. Hang in there. Because, like, your world is going to change. Your world is turning upside down for the better. Truth. So this is the oracle card we pulled for you this month. I see this as take a look at yourself in the mirror. really take that magnifying glass, and I think it has to do with what you want to fight for. This woman, it's like a mirror image. How perfect for Gemini season, right? The twins, communication. The lovers, essentially, right? That's the tarot card in Gemini is the lovers. It can also talk about loving yourself. It's partnership, right? This to me is someone looking in the mirror and she's got like this battle sword. Again, another kind of Kill Bill reference. You got a lot of great movie references in yours. I dig it, Taurus. What do you want to fight for? What do you bring out your samurai sword to? It's like cutting through the trees in the jungle to make it to this beautiful heaven, this beautiful serene spot on the other side. It's going to take some effort. It's going to take some bravery. And it's going to take some like self-reflection mode, really looking at yourself and understanding why, when I think about going after this person or this opportunity in my future, why does that make me feel just riddled with anxiety? You need to bring like a magnoscope or magnifying glass, whatever the term is, to really examine, where is that fear rooted? Was it something someone said to you once in the past and it's just constantly been this repetitive cycle or behavior? I was sensing that too, like this toxic pattern of thinking that I'm not saying is your fault, but you fell into it. It's like you got to bust out of that. Truth. Be true to yourself, your own inner truth, and understanding just how your mind works. When you receive information around you, how is that processed, and does it excite you? Does it incite action to do better, to go after what you want? Or again, does it somehow get filtered through old patterns of thinking where you take that information and respond very negatively, or self-doubt comes up, or essentially you're an obstacle to yourself for achieving your own dreams? Your inner truth. That's what this is about. And again, I really stress, if you're welcoming partnership, if you're ready for a romantic partnership or even just friendship, you have to be good on your own 2 feet. You have to be able to look yourself in the mirror every day and like yourself and know that you deserve to go after everything you want. Because if you're not good on your own, that those wounds that you still have that haven't fully healed or recovered, it's going to bleed over into other relationships and it's going to affect them. So please, this is so important. You have the card of the Star of Healing for a purpose. This is self-work and healing too. Choosing self-love. Everybody, or I shouldn't say everybody, many people want to fix a situation by getting into romantic partnership to take their mind off of what they don't like about themselves. That is like a red flag. Focus on yourself, look yourself in the mirror, choose to love yourself first, and then good things are going to come into you. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Know your inner truth, Taurus, okay? All right, thanks for joining me today, guys. I hope that was helpful to you. I hope you have a very, very happy June. I'm rooting for all you Tauruses out there. Please do like, share, subscribe. That would make my day. And I will see you mid-month for some more fun tarot readings, okay? Thanks, guys. Bye.